By Special Episode X08, the Imperial Pathogen, Anglo-Saxon Hegemony on screen. Hello. Welcome back to the dissection table. Today, we turn our scalpels toward a systemic, global infection, Anglo-Saxon imperialism. We are not discussing historical borders, we are analyzing a cultural pathogen that infiltrates the global consciousness. The entertainment industry is its primary delivery mechanism, relentlessly enforcing the American way of life, the WASP, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant model, as the absolute standard of existence. Let us examine the symptoms of this ideological contamination. It begins with structural dominance. Militarily, allies are strong-armed into adopting American technological platforms, such as the F-35 fighter jet. Digitally, the architecture of our daily lives is colonized by American networks, from the social media that farms our attention to the large language models that process our thoughts. Even our vocabulary has been infected. We mindlessly regurgitate terms like sandwich, baskets, blind test, gaslighting, cowboy, and soft drink. It is a linguistic parasite, eroding native lexicons to assert cultural supremacy. But the most visceral manifestation of this imperialism is found on screen, where foreign populations and minorities are treated as inferior, disposable tissue, and where Anglo-Saxon culture is elevated to a cosmic religion. Let us review the clinical data. Specimen 1, the survival mathematics of the Langoliers. In this cinematic adaptation, the arithmetic of survival is strictly engineered. 10 passengers survived the initial temporal anomaly, but 4 are subsequently terminated: a blind girl, an African-American man, a madman, and a British citizen. Who is deemed worthy of salvation? A young, white American teenage girl returning to rehab. She possesses the correct genetic and national profile, completely devoid of physical infirmity. The others are simply purged from the narrative gene pool. Specimen 2, the hypocrisy of moral pathology. Observe the asymmetrical moral judgment in television. In Seventh Heaven, a 16-year-old French exchange student is demonized for the minor vice of smoking cigarettes, framed as a corrupting foreign influence. Meanwhile, in the domestic reality of ER, 14-year-old Rachel Green engages in rampant promiscuity and consumes ecstasy. In Third Watch, young Emily Yokas passes out from ketamine in a car, abandoned by a fleeing teenager. The American systemic decay is treated with profound dramatic empathy, while the foreigner is reduced to a petty moral cautionary tale. Specimen 3, the geopolitical butcher. Let us look at Cold War science fiction, starting with Colossus, the Forbidden Project. When the American supercomputer Colossus merges with its Soviet counterpart, hilariously given the Anglo-Saxon moniker Guardian, they begin to execute their creators. The Russian engineer is promptly slaughtered. The American engineer? He is spared because the machine explicitly calculates that he is useful. Furthermore, the collateral damage throughout the film consists overwhelmingly of Russian lives. Specimen 4, the asymmetrical casualty. We examined 2010, the year we make contact. The narrative requires a political traitor, the man who orchestrates the deposition of Dr. Floyd. This role, Victor Milson, is specifically assigned to a black character. But the ultimate imperial insult is the mathematics of warfare. An American satellite is destroyed, a mere loss of orbital hardware. In retaliation, a Russian warship is entirely sunk, exterminating 800 human beings. 0 American casualties. The message is clear: an American machine is worth more than nearly 1,000 foreign lives. Specimen 5, the cosmic export of the bard and the politician. Let us elevate our gaze to the stars. In the Star Trek cinematic universe, Anglo-Saxon culture does not merely dominate Earth, it colonizes the galaxy. Spock, the ultimate avatar of alien logic, solemnly quotes an old Vulcan proverb: "Only Nixon could go to China." The writers forcefully inject a specific, disgraced 20th century American president into the ancient philosophical bedrock of an alien species. Furthermore, we are subjected to the Klingon Empire's obsession with William Shakespeare. A Klingon chancellor boasts that one cannot truly appreciate the bard until reading him in the original Klingon. The arrogance is breathtaking. A 16th century English playwright is established as the absolute apex of universal literature. This cultural tyranny is mirrored terrestrially in shows like Boston Public, which pathologically stigmatize any student who dares to be indifferent to Shakespeare. He is not taught as a playwright, he is enforced as a religious dogma. If you do not bow to the English bard, you are deemed intellectually defective. The diagnosis is undeniable. This is not accidental storytelling. It is a calculated, hegemonic architecture. It is an empire that writes itself as the sole civilized survivor, and its culture as the center of the universe. Key vocabulary and expressions explained. A cultural pathogen, noun phrase, an infectious idea or culture that invades and alters a host society. WASP, acronym White Anglo-Saxon Protestant, traditionally the most privileged and influential demographic in the United States. Ideological contamination, noun phrase the process of poisoning a culture with foreign political or social beliefs. To strongarm, verb to use force or coercion to make someone do something against their will. A linguistic parasite, noun phrase a foreign word or concept that feeds on and weakens a native language. Disposable tissue, noun phrase biological material meant to be thrown away, a metaphor for expendable characters. Survival mathematics, noun phrase the calculated, often biased logic determining who survives and who is terminated in a narrative. To purge, verb to violently remove a group of people from a place or story. Asymmetrical moral judgment, noun phrase applying different, unfair standards of right and wrong to different groups. A minor vice, noun phrase a small, relatively harmless bad habit. Rampant promiscuity, noun phrase unrestrained, frequent, and casual sexual behavior. Dramatic empathy, noun phrase the sympathy a writer deliberately creates for a character's flaws or mistakes. A cautionary tale, noun phrase a story told to warn people about a danger or a moral failure. A moniker, noun a name or nickname. Collateral damage, noun phrase unintentional deaths or destruction, usually in a military or geopolitical context. Hegemonic architecture, noun phrase a carefully built structure of power designed to dominate others. The apex, noun the highest point of achievement or excellence. To stigmatize, verb to treat someone or something unfairly by entirely disapproving of them. A religious dogma, noun phrase a strict set of beliefs that must be accepted without question. Intellectually defective, adjective phrase lacking normal mental capacity, used here to describe how nonconformists are viewed. Thank you for listening. Keep boosting your English. Bye for now.